Welcome to Higher Powered Living Now. We're reading from the Living Clean Journey Continues book, and the subtopic is Desperation to Passion. Once the process of cleaning up the wreckage begins, the ways that we need to grow may not be visible from the outside. We go from being totally impulsive to feeling like our decisions have to be permanent. Something has to drive us or draw us. We need a purpose, or we start entertaining ourselves with obsession and compulsion. There's something about being stuck that feels hopeless and easily turns into complacency and indifference. It can feel wrong or embarrassing to be struggling to keep the light on in our own recovery when we think we are supposed to be carrying the message to others. The responsibility we feel to carry a message can serve as an excuse not to share the truth about our lives. But without the truth, we have no message at all. And when we are not open, it's hard for light to get in. Admitting is the beginning of change. Putting the life back in our recovery is really not that hard. We look for the passion and we nurture it. The hard part is finding the willingness to take action and pick up the phone or go to a meeting when we are feeling uninspired. There's magic and a healing grace in meetings, but we cannot see it when our attitude blinds us. Coming back to meetings after we have been gone for a while can be awkward and difficult, or it can be like coming home. There's a sweetness to walking into a room where we have not been in for some time and seeing so much unchanged. Still, meetings make more sense when we attend them regularly. When we drift in and out, they can seem dull and boring. Part of the magic comes from continuity, seeing each other grow and change, watching the miracle unfold in one another's lives. Occasionally, someone shares brilliant words. More often, the brilliance is in what we see, not what we hear. Passion is a lot like desperation. It is a motivating, energizing force that can propel us forward. But passion is rarely bestowed on us. It comes from within. The more we draw on our passion, the more of it we have. Making this shift from desperation to passion is a first step issue. Our journey is always just beginning, and our capacity and our need for spiritual growth is infinite. The same tools that brought us from the brink of death can continue to bring us miracles beyond measure when we learn to fuel our journey with passion and excitement rather than pain and desperation. There's a transition that happens to each of us in the process of recovery. An indefinable moment when we move from desperation to passion. Where we have been motivated by the fear of greater pain, we start to see new opportunities for growth in our struggles and become willing to move forward out of hope rather than fear. This may not be our first spiritual awakening, but it is clearly an awakening of the spirit into a new sense of possibility. Faith in the process means believing that we are moving in the right direction, even if it's not where we thought we would be going. We take on greater challenges. We stand for principles we never had before. We tend to our responsibilities even when they seem too heavy to bear. We learn that our higher power will help us do what we cannot, but will not do for us what we can do for ourselves. It is surprising to find out how much we actually can handle. When we stop trying to control things we are powerless over, we learn where our power truly lies and how we can use that to make changes in ourselves and our world. We are part of something today, but we are not just part of one thing. What we learn about Unity NA helps us to figure out how to be members of our families, members of our communities, members of a team at work or at play. We learn that we are never alone. We are here with one another and for one another. We trust that more and more as our experience grows, we can see that our actions have consequences for us and for people around us. Denying this is a form of self-obsession. We do matter, and we want to consider how we contribute. Each time we surrender, we find once more that the desperation that drives us to our knees fuels the passion that carries us forward. When hope manifests into reality, our lives change. Our experience affirms that we believe, and belief grows into faith. When our faith grows into knowledge, the program that we once struggled to practice has become a part of who we are. We find here what we were looking for all along: connection to others, connection to a higher power, connection to the world around us, and most surprising of all, connection to ourselves.